All right, what's going on, man? It's your boy, Craig Clough, and I'm back with another video, man. Looking for my starting store. I am simply not going nowhere. Look. What if I told you every single pair of Vans that you like? Yes, you watching this video with the stain on your shirt. You should probably get that. What if I told you every single pair of Vans that you like in recent times was designed by one person? Now, what if I told you this person, his name was Greg? Of course, I'm not talking about me, but I am, however, referring to Greg Betty. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and apologize in advance. I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce his last name. I don't know his origins. I don't know how, that name may be Betty or something like that. So throughout this video, I'm just gonna be referring to him as Greg. But yes, this is the designer behind some of the most hyped Vans I have ever seen in my entire life. Y'all gotta understand, I am from California, the West Coast. I am from the Bay Area, bro. If your parents couldn't afford the Jordans, the Nikes, certain Adidas, Vans and Converse was your safest bet, because no matter if your parents could afford all the Jordans, you still had a pair of Vans or you still had a pair of Chucks. Like, those were the safest shoes that you could not get clowned on for, because everybody had a pair. They were like $40 back then or something like that. So to see Vans getting this hype, I'm talking, you call any store, yeah, we sold out of those.
Is this the Vans store?
How can I help you?
Oh, I was just calling to see about those souvenir shoes that dropped a couple days ago, the Chanel bag inspired ones.
Yeah, so unfortunately, bro, I did sell out of those on the first day. And then to kind of answer the second question, probably thinking of, I don't know if I'm gonna get another size run. It's very undetermined. I don't know if we're gonna be getting like a full size run or anymore at all. But we do get shipment Monday through Friday, bro. So if you want to call sometime next week, like in Wednesday or maybe Friday, definitely, it doesn't hurt to check back with us.
All right, thank you. Yeah, those are gone.
Yeah,
those are fucking gone.
If you see people lining up at Complex Con trying to get a pair of those sneakers, they're going crazy. When you see people buying multiple pairs in bulk, you feel the culture shifting. So just like anybody else, when I'm starting to see Vans on my Explore page, a bunch of influencers talking about it, I'm like, okay, so what's going on? This isn't just Vans making one good shoe and it's like falling off. Like, they repeatedly have dropped some heat, and all roads led back to this one designer. Once I found out his name, I went to Google, ChatGPT, Claude. I tried to find any information as I could on this brother. Now, let me tell you, he is off the grid. He doesn't exist. Like, if ChatGPT can't find you, who's gonna find you? But me just being me, I was able to find some information out there, whether that be via his Instagram, Substack, and some information I was able to find on Google. So let's figure out, who is Greg? Now, the earliest piece of information that I could find on his design career actually starts at 10 Deep. Now, if you don't know what 10 Deep is, I really don't know what you're doing here. That's in the conversation of, like, the Rocksmiths, the Billionaires Boys Club. I would throw Supreme in there. I would throw LRG, hell, Obey, Diamond. Like, the early stages, like the early 2000s of like streetwear culture really being cultivated. Like, he comes from that when it comes to like his design career. And actually, reading his Substack, he was a part of the first American streetwear brands to get a brand or like a collaboration partnership with Pokemon. It's Black history. I concur. That is Black history. So personally, when I read that, the pieces started to make a little bit more sense. Like, he's somebody that actually comes from the culture. He's not somebody that fell into this. He's been putting in the work. And I think as we progress in his like resume, you're gonna understand why he's where he's at. So from 10 Deep, and again, this isn't a perfect timeline because he's not a very public person. From 10 Deep, I think that next career hurdle was Kith. Now, there's no information on what he necessarily did at Kith. It just says designer on the websites that I found. So I know from 10 Deep, it went Kith, and from Kith, it went to Vans. Now, y'all know, if y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel, I got these shoes and I talked about these shoes a lot because I thought these shoes were insane. The half cab, it's honestly crazy even saying it to this day. the half cab with a Vibram sole is insane. As somebody that personally, when I was growing up, the half cab was it for me. I had multiple pair of half cabs. I was a kid that wanted to go take $80 to go get 2 pairs of Vans versus spending everything on 1 pair of sneakers. Like the half cab with a Vibram sole is insane. And personally, I know everybody's gonna come here for this video looking for the old schools. They're looking for the low tops. They're looking for the Chanel bags. They're looking for the, the pearlized. Like, I get it. Those are gas. In my opinion, I wish they would have did more, just a little bit more with the half cab, because all they did was like colorways. So like, they had the red joint, they had the blue joint, the gray joint. I wish they would have did like a distressing on it. Maybe like how they did with these old schools. Like I wish they would have did that on this. Like I feel like there was so much room for these to be way more than what they were. And I'm not mad at it because like a Vibram sole is crazy. Slapping a Vibram sole on a half cab, absolutely nuts. But to me, these was really it. So again, everybody's aware Chanel bag ones. Like that's the one that really kickstarted it all. Even though I personally reached out to him on Instagram, this was his first design at Off the Wall for Vans. So honestly, this is a part of history. Like this is sneaker history that I will never forget. And even when I bought these, I wasn't even aware, he was the person that designed these. I was just so hyped for these. I talked about these on 2 occasions. For these, and then also the blue pair that dropped. Love those sneakers. These were it for me. And of course, the Chanel bag ones come out. I've actually called them on live stream. Those pairs sold out. I wanted these low top joints. I went to the store. They only had 1 size left. I went to different websites. I had people saying they was gonna cancel people transactions so I could get them. Like that's how crazy it got. So like, again, I don't need to tell y'all what's going on with Vans and like his time at Vans. And what's crazy is these shoes, I think, just like the little snippets I was able to grab from like his Instagram story, like these shoes were designed like maybe 2 years ago and they're just now being released because he no longer works at Vans. He has now transitioned over to, I want to say Jordan brand. It could be Nike. It could be Jordan brand. I'll put the correct answer there. But now he's working at Nike. And I don't necessarily know if he's like designed and put something out yet because design work usually takes a long time. But I am very interested what his first sneaker over at Nike is going to be. Because if this is what he's doing at Vans, again, let's be real, bro. Like, I don't want nobody lying to here. Y'all wasn't really thinking about Vans like that. To be buying shoes in bulk, buying 5, 6 pairs. Like, y'all wasn't buying Vans like that, bro. Let's just keep it a buck, bro. So, if he was able to do that with a brand that necessarily wasn't as hot as like a Nike, I could only imagine what you're gonna do when you go to Nike, bro. Like, I'm sure he's not gonna like, basically do what he did at Vans, pearlized, and all this other stuff because like Nike has a little bit more in their bag when it comes to like silhouettes and sneakers. But truthfully, I cannot. This is somebody that like, we prop up the Joe Fresh Goods, we prop up the Salehis, we prop up the J-Tips, we prop up multiple designers. This is one of those designers, bro, that deserves just as much credit in this game, bro, because he comes from the culture and he's also moving the needle, bro. He's moving the needle, bro. So I just want to make this quick video, highlight somebody that I feel like is really a part of history when it comes to sneakers. Like this is history that we're never going to be able to forget. Like in the next 5 to 10 years, people are still going to be talking about those Chanel bags. They're still going to be talking about these low top joints that just came out. They're still going to be like, those sneakers are solidified in sneaker history now at this point. I don't care what nobody says. They're absolutely solidified in sneaker history. But that is going to wrap up this video. I just want to highlight this designer. Again, he has like, I'm not sure if he like wants more spotlight. I don't know what his goal is, but he only has this many followers on Instagram, which is absurd to me. So go show him some love, go support his work. I think that really helps him as far as like his design to really like solidify, which he doesn't necessarily need that, but like, it always helps to have the backing of the culture behind somebody that's really moving the needle. But let me know, what were your favorite pair of off the wall Vans? I think everybody's gonna say the Chanel bag ones, which I mean, that's warranted. Those are like really unique, really stand out. But to me, I love those. I love the low top joints. I'm still probably gonna get those. But the half cab with the Vibram sole, that's revolutionary, bro. That's revolutionary. But without further ado, like I always do, I will catch y'all in that next one. Fuck!
Love the way you work it. Ay. I love the way you work it for me.